Good morning. I'm Shane Downey here at the Chicago McCormick Place, coming to you live from the GBTA convention. Joining me today is Peter Grover with TRIPBAM. Thanks for being here today.
Nice to be here, Shane. Thank you.
Yeah, so GBTA, we released a study this week which found that travel managers have limited metrics about traveler experience. So talk to me about the traveler engagement satisfaction and how you think it will affect the travel manager.
Well, firstly, I'm not surprised that they have difficulty measuring traveller satisfaction, because I think another GBTA survey just last year pointed out that more than 75% of travel managers in Europe hadn't even considered an audit tool for their air and hotel rates.
Really?
So, in terms of getting the basics right, if you're not auditing those, then I'm not sure where the customer satisfaction can get measured if it's not being taken seriously.
Right.
So I think you've got to take these in a linear process and start quantifying some of the things that are a bit easier to quantify to start with.
So take a look first at the data they're seeing on their trips and their accommodations
and work on
meeting
those
everything.
that you've got metrics for,
Right.
and then move on from there.
And they help you better understand what the engagement is and how to keep those travelers happy
Exactly.
as long as you're going there.
Yeah.
No, that's a good point, and it's one definitely that they should be considering. And I think along those lines, how can what kind of tools are that would you think that travel buyers should be using to help drive that compliance for their travel programs?
Like, as I say, what gets measured gets done. So first of all, you need to audit what you're doing today to work out how far you need to go in terms of improving the compliance. So use an audit tool such as TRIPBAM to look at how many of your folks are staying in your preferred properties. And if they're not, why don't you recommend they do? So we proactively send them an offer and say, look, I know you're staying in Hotel A. We've got Hotel B that's in our program. It is a lower price and a better quality than the one you're staying in. Would you like to move? You don't force them. You just gently encourage them, show them that it makes sense, and you drive the support of your preferred properties. And in so doing, you obviously improve the financial metrics for the business. And hopefully improve the traveller satisfaction along the way.
That's right.
Because they're going to get a better hotel at a better rate. They know you're looking out for them. And again, that will drive through to improve that traveller satisfaction that you were talking about earlier.
Yeah, so you're right. It's those steps.
Yeah, I think it's
the
linear.
steps in
I
the
think
process.
exactly. It might be baby steps, but start with the stuff you can count, and that will start to improve the things that right now you can't.
The morale, and then you have your options that you're shooting the travelers their notes saying you can do this and upgrade or go to different properties.
Yeah.
So, and I think that touches on sort of that last part is what can travelers do to best optimize their hotel programs.
Well, again, I think that's all driven the same way. One of the things I do think as well is look for gaps in the program. If you've got a lot of travelers staying in properties that aren't in the program in a particular city, fill that gap. Don't wait for the next RFP year. Go out now proactively, source properties in that area, use a tool such as TRIPBAM to make sure you're partnering with decent properties who give decent rates and honor them in the LRA, because otherwise there's no point having them. And if you start to do that, your program will improve in iterative steps very, very quickly.
And I mean, that makes perfect sense, and I think you've laid out a really good process for what travel managers should be looking at. And I think using TRIPBAM, it sounds like talking with you and consulting with you and looking at the products that you offer is a really good way to begin the process of not only hitting your compliance in your programs, but also increasing your travel satisfaction.
Absolutely.
No, that's fantastic.
I think that's the way to go.
Well, with that, thank you again for joining me in the studio today here, Peter, and appreciate all your time and effort. And with that, I'm Shane Downey from the GBTA Broadcast Studio. Thank you for tuning in.